Man, what I'm about to say should be so obvious. There's no point in even me saying it, I feel like. That's how obvious what I'm about to say should be. Okay? If you've been paying any attention, you should know that Doechii is a superstar, bro. There's nothing to talk about. There's no way around it. Doechii is a superstar. And I think in the very near future, we're going to see her catapult to a level that should have been obvious if you was paying attention. And I'm making this video so you can catch on early. Okay? So you can tell all your homies, hey, I was on Doechii before everybody. All right? Now, let me explain something to y'all that I think a lot of people are missing, though. Doechii has a very specific quality about her that's going to separate her from most of the superstars that came before her in recent memory. Would y'all like to know what that is? It's her blackness. Now, that might sound crazy because we've had plenty of black superstars in hip-hop, you know, especially recently, with especially women, etc., right? But there's a difference between Doechii and a lot of the ones that come before her. See, Doechii is able to express her blackness in a way that the black community understands and relates to, right? I feel like a lot of the other superstars that came before her were displaying a level of blackness so that an audience outside of hip-hop that isn't used to hip-hop can have an idea of what black people are supposed to be. And at times, that image was a disconnect between the actual community of black people and the black people who are trying to act black. Yes, that does exist. And I think Doechii is giving a platform for the everyday black woman out there, right? The everyday black woman with everyday black woman thoughts, everyday black woman reality. Like, Doechii in her music talks about subjects that are so surface level, it may seem, but so relatable if you really experience them within the community, and you'll only be able to experience these things if you lived within that community. She's going to be a representation of so many black women who are not being represented currently in the hip-hop culture. I don't know if you guys just seen her recent video, Denial Was a River. It was a masterclass of what our culture looks like and feels like. It felt like a sitcom back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get to experience the 90s, of course, but I got to watch some of the shows. And the energy is the same. It's relatable. Okay? It's something that, all from down to the clothes, to the mannerisms, to the ins and outs, the nuances. There are some nuances that can't be recreated if a machine is pushing you to portray something that's black so that people outside of the culture can latch on to the idea. Doechii isn't an idea of blackness. She is blackness. And that's going to separate her from the superstars that came before her. Hip-hop is going back in that direction. Now, this isn't about race. Okay? Hip-hop is an open culture at this point. I think we do need to be a little sharper on gatekeeping what we love. But anybody who respects the culture, does the homework, and is here to give back, is always going to be welcome in the culture. I.e. Mac Miller, the Eminems, and many more, right? But Doechii is coming out at the perfect time during this hip-hop shift. And I believe that a lot of black women are going to gravitate to her. And women are the tastemakers, especially black women. They're the tastemakers for this stuff, man. I'm telling you, give Doechii 2 years. She doesn't even have a debut album yet. Give her 2 years. We're talking about the biggest rapper, the biggest female rapper for sure, but arguably the biggest rapper in the culture. Okay? Remember I said that. Comment, like, subscribe, and yeah, we'll talk later.